Now, unfortunately, there'll come a point, even with my my superhuman strength, that I will no longer be able to do it by hand.
And something very interesting happened when I went there. I asked them if they can put the tire on, the tube and tire. They said no, because it's illegal. They said this thing is illegal, even though all I brought in was a rim, right? And I said, what do you mean illegal? How these things aren't illegal? What even is it? It's just a rim. And I said, what do you mean? If someone comes into the shop and buys a perfectly legal e-bike off them, let's say. Welcome back, guys. So this is going to be the last video of the series, changing the tire. And you might be thinking, why a series just to change a tire? Well, they weren't very long videos, and I did some other stuff too. In the first video, I spent the better part of an hour replacing the charge port cover, checking the main board, you know, doing some other stuff, and then I got onto the tire change. So by the end of that first video, I was only just going to remove the tire. So the second video began with me removing the actual tire. So I had the motor out and I started removing the tire. It was a big headache. Just like if you saw EVX's 16x tire change video, you'll see he had the same trouble. He ended up under the desk complaining. And I felt the same way. If only I had a desk to crawl under.
You might have noticed,
I probably would have done the same.
I'm now under the table. This tire rim thing.
I eventually got it off, and I learned a good lesson. It was because of the tools. Because when I did my Sherman
These things
tire,
are supposed to, you know, make it easy. What?
It came off in like 2 minutes. It was not even like 1 minute. It was super easy. And then when I did the 16X, I was using the wrong tools. Well, I had this really crappy tire lever that was just super flexible. It would just bend instead of staying rigid, so I could remove the bead. So now this is part 3, and again in part 2, by the end of that video, we had the tire off, and it was ready to put the new tube and tire on. But I said I was going to take it to a bike shop, remember? I didn't want to do it myself because from what I saw, especially from I think Duff's video, he pinched 2 of his tubes while he was doing this. He had 3. And he pinched 2 of them. I think he got lucky on the 3rd one. And I said to myself, I can't risk that. I've only got 1. I had 1 tube. If I pinched it, I'm done. Nowhere to run. Not much fun. So I didn't want to do any of that. And I thought it would be best to take it to some professionals and make sure we don't pinch this one and only tube. Because if I do pinch it, I've got to order a new one and wait however long it's going to take. Because you can't just go to a motorbike shop. I don't know if you remember, a while ago, I went into a motorbike shop to look for a spare tube, and they don't have the right valve stem because it sticks out too much and it hits the side of the EUC. For EUCs, you need a special bent stem, and I can only get that online. So we're just going to have to wait weeks. If I pinch this tube, I would be off for weeks. So that's why I wasn't going to take that risk, and I was going to take it to the bike shop. And I'm explaining this thoroughly just so when we start the video, it'll make sense, some of the stuff I'm talking about. So just remember that. I was going to take it to the bike shop. I did, actually. I took it there. But something interesting happened there, and you'll know what I'm talking about when we begin. And just before we begin, I want to mention that timer in the top left corner is how long we've spent on the job thus far, from the beginning. We did some other stuff too, remember? So it's not just the tire change, but we've spent 1 hour and 4 minutes and 13 seconds up until this point, and now we're going to continue, starting from a new timer. So when we finish this video, whatever time we've spent, you add the 1 hour and 4 minutes to get the total time, labor spent on this job. Several jobs actually, but yeah, let's begin. Alright, we're back. Got our new motor. Not a new motor, sorry. New tire on the motor. And something very interesting happened when I went there. I asked them if they can put the tire on, the tube and tire. They said no, because it's illegal. They said this thing is illegal, even though all I brought in was a rim. Right? And I said, what do you mean illegal? How these things aren't illegal? What even is it? It's just a rim. But even if it was some kind of device, like let's say an electric unicycle, it's only illegal if you ride it in certain areas. Depends where you are. Maybe it's illegal on the highway. Maybe it's illegal on the road. Maybe it's illegal on the footpath. But you can't just say it's illegal, right? It's retarded. But the dumb thing was, they said that if I was to get into an accident, then I could come after them and say that they did something wrong. You know, they didn't fix it correctly and I got in an accident. And because it's illegal, I can now come after them. That's what they said, guys. And I said, what do you mean? If someone comes into the shop and buys a perfectly legal e-bike off them, let's say, or gets it fixed, you know, gets them to work on it, and then they have an accident on the road, then they can definitely come after them because it's legal. They're allowed to be there. In my case, if it's illegal, then I've got no recourse, don't I? How can I come after them because it's illegal? See, it makes no sense. And I said that, I explained it perfectly well, and they're like, yeah, you got a point, but that's just the rules. You know, management sent down those rules from above. So they said what they can do is guide me, and I'll put it on myself and they'll just guide me through it, right? And I'm really glad they did this, guys, because now I know how to do it. It was super easy. You saw how much I struggled getting the tire off, the old tire. And then I thought, dude, if it was that hard to get it off, imagine putting it back on. And it was easy. It was like, it took like 5 minutes. I just fed the bead around, squeezed the tube in, and I did it all with my hands. I didn't use tools for anything. Like even to the last bit, because he was like, if you want to make sure you don't get any punctures, don't use tools, just use your hands. And I thought, dude, that's going to be impossible. But it was it was kind of hard, but it took like 5 minutes and it was done. And no punctures, guys, first go. Not like Duff, who like punctured 3 tubes or something. Because I watched that video before doing this and I was like, dude, you know, I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to do this and risk puncturing it because I only got 1 tube. But it's done now. And all we're going to do is put this back in the Kingsong. So let's do it. So how do we do this? Actually, I would say the easiest on here. I'll make sure you can see. So feed that through there, I would say. And this through here. Oh, come on, stay level. What was that? No, it's nothing. Done. Alrighty. So that's on there. Oh no, it's not. It's gonna keep going. Ow! Squash my finger. Done. Alrighty. Oh wait. That's gonna go around here. Yeah, that's it. It's not that hard, is it? And now just put those screws back in. And we're gonna I've reset the timer just so you can see how long it takes to put back together. Because that original timer, it was like, it was too long because I was doing other stuff as well. You know, I was putting this rubber thing back on, I was checking all those screws. But the tire change alone, it's actually not that bad. So next time I gotta do it, I'll do it all myself. I won't go to the bike shop at all. Let's get these screws in then, motor screws. And I think these I can do with the, like just with the, oh, oops, I don't want to do that. Yeah, and I'll do them by hand then. So I have to wrap, screw, like, you know, end bit, Phillips head. Chuck it on the other side. And so the reason it's also easy to do this tire change is because you don't have to do anything to the main board. Like, just leave it as is. You know, I opened it because I was checking stuff, but to do the tire change alone, you don't even need to look at the main board. You just have to undo 1 cable on each side and that's it. All this other stuff can stay. That's awesome. Because I believe there's, I can't remember actually the German, Maybe you need to take the main board out on the Sherman. Yeah, you do. Oh, you don't need to take it out. You just need to access it and then take off those cables. Remember those cables are numbered? Because you don't know, like, they all look the same. If you lose track of which one's which, what are you going to do? But with this thing, like, you can't lose track of them because they've got special shapes. Alright, tighten them by hand now. And these you want to do very tight. Alright. This side. This is not really the ideal screwdriver to be using. Actually, maybe this. Just like that. Because these you want super tight, I believe. Dude, that sucks. So I can't do these up very tight, guys. And I'll use a flathead. Nah. That'll do. That'll do. Later, I'm gonna go get another type of screwdriver, which I'll probably get some more of these bolts too. Fire this back up so I can apply that glue again to these connections. I'll just connect that one up. Make sure there's no debris in there. Alright. Now we're just waiting for the hot glue gun to heat up. And I'll apply the glue there. So keep those connections solid as possible. I'll put that back on while it heats up. That took a lot of turns. A lot of turns, alright. I've done just about everything on this now. I've replaced the trolley handle in the past, the main board, the motor, now the tyre change. Never worked on the speakers, but I did. Well, that's all there is really, and the battery. That's it. That's how simple these things are. And I've replaced the charge port cover now. Oh, it's the back one. There's that one. Yeah. But let's oh yeah, the hot glue, that's right. It's not ready yet. What can we do in the meantime? Oh yeah, put the zip ties back on. Hold all this together, you know. Not really necessary, not crucial, but not a bad idea. Alright, that'll do. Well, nearly ready. It's melting. Cable's longer than it needs to be. I'll put a zip tie there just to take out of that actually. That cable's too long. Got a bit of slack, and then when you put the cover back on, you might pinch it or something. Alrighty, that should be good. So, all I'm gonna do is put glue on here so it like keeps it safe, so it won't vibrate loose over time. It probably wouldn't anyway, but you know, it's good to be extra careful. Considering we rely on these to function correctly. If they don't, then shit hits the fan. Or your face hits the ground, really. That should do. And then this one. See, I just... Oh, that's the other one I had to disconnect for the motor. That's it, really. Actually, I'll hold it level so it won't drip down. Wait for that to dry, and we're pretty much done, guys. It's like, it's just a matter of putting, yeah, that's it. That's so super easy. I can't believe that. Just gotta put it back together now. And I might just do a quick test. Check this is all good. Let's do the test. Turn it on.
Bluetooth is connected.
Looks good, guys. Look at that new Tyre. It's awesome. Man, I'm so glad to have got that on there now. Alright. Where's the stand? What's the... Alright, just wait for that to dry. Actually, it should be dry. Put it on the other side now. Oh, burnt myself. Oh. Yep, that's it. Oh, and then there's this situation, isn't there? What I might do, I'm just gonna use duct tape alone for now. So I can just put this back together and ride. And that's it now. The covers. Oh yeah, that has to fit under there. This. Actually, I'm gonna blow the dust out of here. Well, a lot of dust. Quite a bit of dust there. Oh, and I'll double check that these motor screws are tight. Alright, that's that side. Just this side. Screws in. That's it. One thing I hate is when a screw is meant to go in and it won't. It's like the simplest mechanism. Something just doesn't work. And just to give you an idea, there's 10 screws that are meant to hold each side in, like 10 on this side, 10 on the other side, but I'm only using 4 and it doesn't really matter. And the reason is because it's all broken, see? Alright, now I'm just going to cover this exposed area with duct tape. And I don't have black, I've only got silver, unfortunately. Someone said, why don't you use black? And it would be, it's the obvious choice, isn't it? But I've only got silver. Where is it? I don't even know if I've got that. Here it is. And that should be good. That's probably more waterproof than most wheels on the market, actually. I'm not even joking. Duct tape is really good at stopping water from getting through. You can like make stuff submergible basically. Remember Mythbusters made like a boat out of duct tape? I don't know how many rolls they used, but they made a boat from memory. Just getting that under there so it's like not going to catch on the tyre. And I'll do a few more passes over these overlaps just to make sure, just in case I get stuck in the rain or something. And that's that, guys. We're done. We're done. Let's go. Oh no, the pedals. That's right. Still got to put the pedals back on. Now this one. Through this side. So my SIM card just got full. I mean the SD card. I'm almost finished too. So yeah, I was just up to here. So I said I wanted to do this whole thing in one take, even though I was going to fast forward, but my SIM card got full, so I couldn't do that. Not that it matters. Done. And guys, when I was taking these pedals off, I noticed the screw was loose, so that's just a warning. You should probably check these screws every like month or something to be safe. And that's it, guys. We're done. And I can ride this thing. New tyre. Beautiful. And I hope that jackhammering thing. I hope that jackhammering thing is solved, guys. I hope it was just the motor screws or the something. New tyre, beautiful. Alright, that's it, guys. In the next one we shall go for a ride and test this thing. I'll probably go for a ride right now, but I won't upload it till the next video because this is getting too long. See you next time, guys. See you then.
Alright, we're all done, guys. The total time was 1:04:13 plus 35:10 that you can see up here. So that gives you a total of 1 hour, 39 minutes and 23 seconds. So about an hour and 40 minutes. To do quite a few things like change the tyre, change the charge port cover and check all the bolts. I had to remove a lot of glue and reapply it. So if we're talking tyre change alone, I would say you can do it in half an hour. And I'm going to try that next time. I want to see if that's possible. Next time I have to change a tyre, I'll just do the tyre alone. Alright, let's end it here, guys. See you in the next one where we're going to actually test this tyre.